Cardinals made Peterson the number 5 pick that year, and he hasn't disappointed the folks who thought so highly of him. In each of Peterson's first 8 seasons, he was named to the Pro Bowl, and he's earned first-team All-Pro nod 3 times and had 25 interceptions. In 7 of his 9 seasons, Jones has topped 1,100 receiving yards. He's caught 100 passes 3 times, topped 1,500 receiving yards 3 times, been named to 7 Pro Bowls, and earned first or second team All-Pro honors on 5 occasions. Since taking over as the starter midway through his rookie year, Jackson has won 19 of 22 starts. In 2019, he set an NFL single-season record for rushing yards by a quarterback with 1,206 and led the 14-2 Ravens to the league's best record and was named MVP. In 3 seasons, White has become one of the leading competitors for the title of the league's best cover man. A quarterback built like a fullback, Newton took the league by storm with his dual threat ability, and in 2015, the 6'5", 245-pounder won MVP honors and led the Panthers to a berth in Super Bowl 50. Since being drafted 14th overall in 2014, Fuller has been a starter at corner from nearly day one. With the exception of a 2016 season wiped out by a knee injury, Fuller has started all but 2 games over 5 years. The 28-year-old has 18 career interceptions, including 7 in 2018. In each of the past 2 seasons, he has been named to the Pro Bowl. From 2011 to 2015, there wasn't a better pass catcher in the AFC. Over that 5-year span, Green hit 1,000 plus yards each season, caught over 85 passes 3 times, averaged 9 scores per season, and made the Pro Bowl every year. The Bengals also made it to the playoffs 5 straight times. Edge rusher Myles Garrett looked like a Defensive Player of the Year candidate over the first half of last season, but spent most of the second half serving the longest suspension for an on-field incident in NFL history. There are no sure bets in Cleveland, but Garrett's a generational talent. If he can keep his head on straight, he could easily be one of the league's best pass rushers for years. The 2014 draftee has played 6 seasons in the NFL. After all 6, he was named to the Pro Bowl. The 6'4", 350-pounder has started all but 2 games of his career and been selected as a first-team All-Pro 4 times, including each of the last 2 seasons. For as great as he's been, and despite an 18.5 sack season in 2012, Von Miller has never led the NFL in that category. It's about the only thing he hasn't accomplished, though. He's piled up 11.5 sacks as a rookie and hasn't looked back. Only 2 times in 9 years has Miller not amassed at least 10 sacks, and in both of those campaigns he missed time. Both tackle Taylor Decker and center Frank Ragnow have emerged as key components up front in Detroit. It's a toss-up between the two for the title of best pick of the past decade, but since the left tackle position is the most important on a line with a right-handed quarterback, Decker gets the edge headed into the final year of his rookie deal. Coming off his first Pro Bowl in 2019 and honor the 27th overall pick in the 2016 draft earned by posting a career-high 62 tackles. The 6'3", 314-pounder is more than just a lane-clogging run stuffer, though. In each of the past 2 seasons, Clark has racked up 6 sacks, showing off quite a bit of talent for making quarterbacks miserable. It didn't take long for Deshaun Watson to see the field for the Texans. He was starting for Houston by the middle of September, and while a torn ACL suffered in practice cut short Watson's rookie season, it offered Houston a tantalizing glimpse of the franchise's future, of an immensely talented, athletic young quarterback. Over 7 seasons, he threw for over 4,000 yards 4 times. He topped 30 touchdown passes 3 times, made the Pro Bowl 4 times, and led the Colts to the playoffs 4 times, including a trip to the AFC title game in 2014. After being drafted 5th overall in 2016, Ramsey rapidly developed a reputation as one of the NFL's best cornerbacks. He's the epitome of a player whose stats don't tell the whole story, because his numbers are depressed by the fact that opposing quarterbacks often just avoid throwing toward him. In his first season as a starter, Mahomes passed for 5,097 yards, tossed 50 touchdowns, won MVP honors, and led the Chiefs to the AFC title game. In his second year in command, his stats were down a little bit, but it didn't matter because the season ended with the Lombardi Trophy in his hands. In 4 seasons in Oakland, Mack amassed 40.5 sacks, won Defensive Player of the Year, and established himself as one of the NFL's best defensive players. Bosa has been a force from the moment he entered the NFL. In 2016, the defensive end piled up 10.5 sacks in just 12 games and was named the league's Rookie of the Year on that side of the ball. He's added 2 seasons with 10+ sacks in the 3 years since. He's arguably the NFL's most disruptive defender. By his second year, Donald cracked double digits in sacks. In 2017, he had 11 sacks and won his first Defensive Player of the Year award. He repeated as Defensive Player of the Year the following season after racking up 59 tackles and a jaw-dropping 20.5 sacks. Offensive tackle Laramie Tunsil is the best because of what the Dolphins got to get rid of him. They get a great deal for trading Tunsil and receiver Kenny Stills to Houston last summer, a package of picks and players that included Houston's first-rounders in 2019 and 2020. For much of his 8 seasons in the Twin Cities, Harrison Smith has been one of the game's best safeties. He's been a full-time starter from day one, making at least 13 starts in every season except for 2013. In 3 of the past 4 years, Smith has tallied at least 80 total tackles, and he's been selected for the Pro Bowl every season since 2015. Whether it's been at cornerback or free safety, McCourty has carved out a career in New England that has included 3 Super Bowls, 2 Pro Bowls, and 3 second-team All-Pro selections. He's been a steady constant at the back end of Bill Belichick's defense. The 24th overall selection in 2011, Jordan has become one of the best in the league at his position. Jordan's career-high 15.5 sacks in 2019 marked the 3rd straight year and the 4th in the past 5 seasons that he has hit double digits in that regard. The 5-time Pro Bowler is also just 13 sacks shy of 100 for his career. In his first season, Barkley was a force of nature. He averaged 5 yards per carry, caught 91 passes, topped 2,000 total yards, scored 15 touchdowns, and brought home Offensive Rookie of the Year honors. Two years ago, Adams posted 115 total tackles and added 3.5 sacks. His tackle numbers were down in 2019, but he led all defensive backs with 6.5 sacks. Over 8 seasons, Fletcher Cox has become one of the best 3-technique tackles in the game, ferocious against the run and adept at collapsing the pocket. Cox is a 5-time Pro Bowler and a first-team All-Pro. The 29-year-old has averaged 6 sacks per season and had 10.5 as recently as 2 years ago. DeCastro is a classic Pittsburgh selection, a player taken outside the top 20 who has made a big impact. Injuries put a damper on his rookie season, but by 2013, DeCastro was a 15-game starter. Over the last 7 years, he has missed just 4 games, and in each of the last 5 seasons, the 316-pound road grader was named to the Pro Bowl. Bosa made an immediate impact, posting 47 tackles and 9 sacks on the way to both a spot in the Pro Bowl and Defensive Rookie of the Year honors. Just 1 season into what would have been a great career, Bosa is already on the shortlist alongside his brother Joey as one of the most feared pass rushers in the game. A 7-time Pro Bowler and 5-time All-Pro, Thomas was considered the best safety in the game by many in his prime. Others considered him the best defensive player in football, period. The Athletic recently named him one of the top 5 players of the Super Bowl era to wear the number 29. Since being drafted 7th overall out of Texas A&M, Evans has hit the 1,000-yard mark in all 6 seasons in the NFL. Evans has averaged 8 touchdowns per season, topped 15 yards per catch 4 times, and exceeded 1,500 receiving yards once. 11th overall pick in the 2014 draft, Lewan has been the foundation of Tennessee's offensive line for several years. The 6'7", 309-pound former Michigan standout has been a full-time starter at tackle for the Titans since his second season, earning 3 straight Pro Bowl nods from 2016 to 2018. Kerrigan has averaged 10 sacks per season over his 9-year career, has hit double digits in sacks 4 times, has been named to 4 Pro Bowls, and missed just 4 games, which were all in 2019. His next sack will tie him for the franchise's all-time record.